Hello there. So today we are going to discuss a mini case on marketing excellence of HSBC. This is from chapter 17, identifying market segments and targets of Philip Kotler book on marketing management, a South Asian perspective. So let's get started. Originally HSBC stands for Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation Limited. It was established in 1865 to finance the growing trade between China and the United Kingdom, and currently it serves 100 million customers through its 9,500 branches in 85 countries. So, as we can see from this map, it's present everywhere around the globe, except that in few African countries that is not there. And as we can see in the map clearly, that it was born in China. So HSBC was started in China, and now it trade uh, now it has its customer base in around 85 countries around the globe. Now let's have some look at the stats. In 2011, HSBC was the world's second largest bank in terms of its total assets, and currently, as per 2015 stats, it stands at number 4th, only behind three Chinese banks. So apart from this, as we can see, the total assets of the bank is worth $2.7 trillion, and that is way higher than the what is the economic GDP value of our country, that is $2.1 trillion. So we can see like how HSBC is far ahead of us, even even we being the biggest country second biggest country in terms of population. So that shows the mightiness of HSBC in terms of economic valuation. Well, the total transaction handled by the bank all around the globe is more than our country's GDP. So now obviously we can say that it's really huge, and that's definitely explain the immensity of this bank. Well, now the question arises, how was it able to expand to such a large scale in so many different countries, serving people from basically all backgrounds with different culture, beliefs, position, and needs? So, in the further slides, let's explore this idea and find out more about it. So, to precisely understand everything, let's analyze the marketing strategy of the bank. So, as we know, for any analysis or for any market analysis, there are three steps involved, which are segmentation, targeting, and then positioning. So, the first step is segmentation, that is to segment the market and to select for the most appropriate segment as per the company's product and services. The second step, that's targeting. It is to find the target market and establish awareness about its brand among the targeted customers. And the third step, that is positioning. It is to check for the customer response of the for the towards the company's products and services, and accordingly draw results and further improve yourself. So these are the basic three steps in the target marketing processes. Now we will be following these steps one by one and addressing the marketing strategy of the bank. So the first step is segmentation. So theoretically we know that there are four ways in which market can be segmented. These are geographically, demographically, psychologically, and behavior wise. So the first way, geographically, means to segment the market on the basis of country wise, state wise, or even city wise. And the second way, that is demographically, it includes segmentation of market based on age, sex, culture, beliefs, socioeconomic conditions, and others to include. The third way to segment the market is behavior wise, that is to divide buyers on their knowledge of or response towards the product. And the fourth and final way to segment the market is psychographically. In it, we have different psychology of the customer, and we have to analyze their psychology, whether he is believer or achiever or thinker or etc. And in this way, we can present our product and can target a particular market. So this is theoretically how we analyze how can we segment the market. Now let's see how HSBC does it, how HSBC has segmented its market. So as shown here, HSBC segments its market globally on a geographical level, but on a particular geographical too, it further segments its market according to demographics of its customer based on the gender of the customer, or age of the customer. So it further segments its divisions. Broadly seeing like geographical segment, it has then segment globally. It has segmented its market into five zones. That's Asia Pacific, UK, Eurozone, North American, NAFTA, South America, and Middle East. Our country, that's India, it comes under Asia Pacific zone. Now we have seen how HSBC, divided, segmented its market geographically all around the globe. But there is something very unique about its segmentation that makes this bank the fourth largest commercial bank around the globe. So let's explore like what is inside this segmentation that makes HSBC's marketing so unique. So, as I already told you that we have seen that how geographically HSBC divided its market, but the segmentation doesn't finish there. Further, to bring itself close to its customer at different countries with different cultural values and beliefs, it demographically divides its customer. It demographically divides its market. I'm sorry, and came up with a very strategical, sound marketing tagline, as shown here: the world's local bank. So it has divided its market geographically. Further, it subdivided its market into demographically to give a local touch to its customer, so that customer may feel home-like. So this is unique about company's marketing strategy. Now let's have some look at the stats. In 2011, HSBC was the world's second largest bank in terms of its total assets, and currently, as per 2015 stats, it stands at number fourth, only behind three Chinese banks. So apart from this, as we can see, the total assets of the bank is worth $2.7 trillion, and that is so. As we know, for any for any market analysis, there are three steps involved, which are segmentation, targeting, and then positioning. So the first step is segmentation, that is to segment the market and to select for the most appropriate segment as per the company's product and services. The second step, that's targeting. It is to find the target market and establish awareness about its brand among the targeted customers. And the third step, that is positioning. It is to so such a huge customer base as your target market, you gotta have several challenges, and one of the main challenges that any bank or that HSBC face is to inform people while going to any new country. You have new customers, you got experience to their culture, beliefs, and all, and the uh, the the most competition that we get is from the local banks that's already there. So how to position yourself in front of your customer, how to make them believe that you are really the world's local bank, and how to effectively differentiate yourself with those local banks. So this all house that I just said, we're gonna discuss, and we're gonna see to it how HSBC do it, how HSBC does it by in our further slides. So as I just said, the most important thing that HSBC has to do is to make its customer believe that how is it different from other local brands or that's already present in your country. Well, the obvious answer to inform people about your differentiation with other brand is advertising, because it's the most effective in terms of both scalability and in terms of spreading awareness. So HSBC does its advertising both at local level and global level to ad campaigns and events. Today, advertising is done through various media, and with expansion of internet, advertising is more focused and targeted now. Now, there are different modes of advertising, but here we can see print ads, which is one of the most traditional and yet effective form of advertising. So HSBC through these ads promotes its aim of valuing different notions of people. Like in the first ad, uh, it shows to provide opportunities to people and help them in achieving them. And in the second ad, it reads, the more you look at the world, the more you recognize that people value the same thing but in different ways. So with these ads, HSBC try to come closer to its customer by offering them help in achieving their dreams and accomplishing their aspirations. And so this is a great way to connect with your customers. So we are done with print ads. Now we'll further look at another modes of advertising. Hello there. So today we are going to discuss a mini case on marketing excellence of HSBC. This is from chapter 17, identifying market segments and targets, of Philip Kotler book on marketing management and South Asian perspective. So let's get started. So here is an example of how HSBC does its campaigning all around the globe when entering into a new market. So here is a picture of New York, where HSBC did its marketing. The purpose of marketing was to prove to New Yorkers that this London-based bank is well aware of local knowledge. It held a campaign known as New York City's most knowledgeable Cabbie contest, and in this, winning Cabbie got paid to drive an HSBC branded bank cab for a year. It also offered free ride to its customers. So how does it work is, like, if you will show the bank passbook or the bank credit card, you will get a free ride into this in this Cabbie all around the London, where all around the New York where you want. So other than this Cabbie contest, it ran an integrated campaign highlighting the diversity of New Yorkers which appeared throughout the city. So the purpose of campaigning was to attract maximum number of people, to get the attention of maximum number of people about the bank, and that's how HSBC does it, and was quite kind of very successful in this campaign. Other than these campaigns, HSBC ran campaigns in different countries, like it ran support Hong Kong campaign when the Hong Kong economy was in crisis, for revitalizing the local economy by offering incentives to its customer. So this is how HSBC shows its not only social value, but also was able to advertise itself through incentives like this. So after seeing different segmentation of market done by HSBC, now we see how HSBC identify and target the market. So let's jump over to the second step of target marketing, that is identifying markets and targeting them. So as we all know, like, one of the important step in targeting your market is to understanding the needs of your people, and accordingly coming up with products and services that could satisfy those needs and requirements. So the current trending global ad campaign of HSBC is following the same notion, which is entitled different values. It exactly embraces the exact notion of multiple viewpoints with different interpretation. Like in the first ad, as we can see in this picture, in the first ad, it shows an old classic car uh, with the words freedom, status symbol, and polluter. And next to the picture, the tag reads, "The more you look at the world, the more you recognizes that what one person values may be different to the next." So this is how HSBC is trying to tell its customers, trying to popularize itself. This is how the marketing strategy of HSBC, that how it is targeting everyone. If one wants to buy a car, then how any one person could interpret that thing. So it is trying to encompassing all the customer base. So this is one of the ad campaigns that it has. In the second ad campaign, as we can see, it values accomplishment. So like, one is getting a title of Miss India, another is reached to some space point, and the third one is uh, somebody learned to tie up his shoelaces. So this shows accomplishment, like I have really done that. So this is how HSBC ad campaign signifies its versatility and its mentality to target everyone. uh, so this is the target marketing done effectively. So as shown here, HSBC segments its market globally on a geographical level, but on a particular geographical too, it further segments its market according to demographic of its demographics of its customer based on the gender of the customer or age of the customer. So it further segments its divisions. Broadly seeing like geographical segment, it has then segment globally. It has segmented its market into five zones. That's Asia Pacific, UK, Eurozone, North American, NAFTA, South America, and Middle East. Our country, that's India, it comes under Asia Pacific zone. So here is an example of how HSBC identified its market, identified its niche markets, and then target them effectively. Like it found a little known product area, that is pet insurance, which it noticed that it was growing at a 25% per year rate in Hong Kong. So it identified its market, and now it offers. See how it identified and how it's how it has managed to get profit out of that. So firstly, it identified the market, and now it offers pet insurance to its depositors through its HSBC insurance agency. On browsing over at Facebook, I just found how this company HSBC communicate about its initiative to its customer through various incentives, through various interactive social media platforms. And here is another example of niche marketing done right, where companies targeting its deaf customers by offering some value propositions that will help their customers to better communicate with their bank. Now, as we know that for any company from A to Z, it is very important to effectively communicate with its customer. So, firstly, the company has to understand the needs, wants, belief of customer, and then they have to know that what really matters to its customer. So, like, how is it possible for any company of such global scale to understand the needs and wants of its customer, of all everyone around the world? So, let's explore this. So the most effective way to reach out to the most people, or to reach out to everyone, is through sponsorship, because it offers a platform wherein the company can know its customer on a much more local level by sponsoring cultural events, sports that really matters to its market. It can not only know about its customer but also increase the brand awareness among the customers. Because see, like uh, Adidas, Sachin Tendulkar, one of the most famous Indian cricket batsmen, used to use MRF bets. So MRF sponsored Sachin. Sachin is sponsored. Sachin endorsed MRF, so people used to use MRF bats just because Sachin uses it. So this is how sponsorship can be done effectively. So HSBC understand this fact very well, that is the importance of sponsorship. So from the very start of its inception, it has been sponsoring around 250 cultural and sports events all around the globe. One of the example of its sponsored sports event is here, the World's Golf Championship. Through this sponsorship, it aims to reach to its customer in Europe and America, as people from these countries follow this sports passionately. So by being the sponsor company, it tries to come closer to its customer by understanding that what really matters to its customer and what its customer values. So here again we have another picture which shows HSBC sponsoring a rugby team, which again is a sport that's hugely popular in European countries. So now we have understand that what is the importance of sponsorship and how HSBC does it, and what is the aim of sponsorship. That how sponsorship helps in easily reaching out to a huge customer base and help company in better understanding the needs of its customer. So with this, we are done with our target marketing step. So after understanding how company target its market through various initiatives, now it's time to see where the company stands on customers' eye after all these marketing strategies and input. So to understand the positioning of HSBC, let's start with some stats. So we're gonna compare the marketing cost of HSBC with its total revenue generated in a typical year. Okay, so it turns out that the total cost company spends in its marketing program across the globe is a whopping sum of $600 million. Please note that this is only the cost that company incurs for its promotions, for its marketing programs. There are several other costs that company has to deal with, including operation cost, employee salary, and many others. So we have seen only in marketing company spends around $600 million. And now let's see. Now we'll compare this. Compare this with the revenue generated by the company. So that's why they say the bank is the second largest bank in terms of revenue generation across the globe. And through its successful marketing and customer friendly services and initiatives, it is able to generate a huge sum of $142 billion, and which is exceptionally awesome, obviously. So I would definitely say that the tagline reads the world's local bank, and this tagline is really working out for HSBC. So with this, we are done with the analysis of the marketing strategy of the bank. Now it's time to move on to discuss few of the questions that was raised at the end of the mini case. So the first question is, what are the risks and benefits of HSBC's positioning itself as the world's local bank? So now we will try to analyze the question and discuss the risk associated with the HSBC strategy of positioning itself as the world's local bank. Note, we will try to relate the post risk with the marketing concept read in the chapter, and also try to present some real life incidents, events that support our claim. So the first risk is global bank is intimidating to local customers, and that is obviously because if you have local banks, and uh, why would any local customer would want to open its account in some international bank? The name is so hi-fi that any local customer will be inclined to open its account only its local bank, which is because that would be more friendly. So the marketing concept that is being reflected here is effectively differentiating itself from the local banks. And the inference that we could draw from HSBC India is like it had to withdraw its services of offering HSBC Premier card to its customer due to less demand. So the demand was less because people were more inclined to local banks, that is SBI and all. So HSBC has to withdraw its Premier cards from India. So this is the inference that we draw from real life situation. Now the second risk that the bank faces is due to a lot of services and program, there would be some management problem, and that is obvious because if you want to locally define every new services. Now after discussing the risk associated, we will move on to discuss the benefits associated with HSBC's strategy of positioning itself as the world's local bank. Again, we will try to relate the post benefits with the marketing concept read in the chapter, and also try to present some real life incidents, events that supports our claim. The first benefit is obviously the whole world is our market, and the marketing concept that is reflected is uh, high gain due to increased customer base and lower costs. So the insight that we can draw is that we have seen is revenue generated by bank is $142 billion due to its huge customer base only. The second benefit is serving all and by different values campaign, which help bank to serve individual local needs, and serving different people as per their needs, and as per what they value. So the marketing concept that is being reflected is offering value propositions as per needs. Um, so this is a benefit towards customer, which makes which brings more loyal customer to the bank, because bank is catering to individual needs. The third is the slogan give it a local image. This help in better connecting to its customer, and that's quite evident because if you are saying world's local bank, then local bank definitely implies that it is more friendly to uh, the local community. So the marketing concept that is being reflected is the slogan world's local bank is simple, effective, and is easy to remember. So the inference that we can draw from this is from real life situation is the campaign, HSBC's campaign in New York, that New York most knowledgeable Cabbie contest, where it got successful because of its local knowledge, local influence on the local community. So with this, we are done with this question. We discussed the risk and benefits associated, and drew inference from the real life situations and from the book. So after successfully analyzing the first question, let's move on to the second question. That is, does HSBC's most recent campaign resonates with its target audience? Why or why not? So let's first take the case where we say that yeah, it resonates with its target audience. Uh, and here I have tried to explain why does it resonate, and here I have complemented my reasons with the relevant data and pictures from the real life, from the real HSBC's scenario. So the first claim is uh, identifying and serving niche markets. So, and the relevant picture is showing that, you know, for deaf people, bringing out new initiative for deaf people. And the second reason, that the new campaign of different values, why does it resonates with the target audience? Because its target audience is the local community and everyone. So if we are catering to the needs of different people, that implies the current campaign is in resonance to the target audience. So the second claim is demographically segmenting and addressing to people's needs. So if we are demographically addressing to people's need, that means we are precisely uh, giving them what they want, offering them what they want. So this is how its current campaign of different values resonates with its target audience. Now we have seen how HSBC, divided, segmented its market geographically all around the globe. But there is something very unique about its segmentation that makes this, bank the fourth largest commercial bank around the globe. So let's explore like what is inside this segmentation that makes HSBC's marketing so unique. So, as I already told you that we have seen that how geographically HSBC divided its market, but the segmentation doesn't finish there. Further, to bring itself close to its customer at different countries with different cultural values and beliefs, it demographically divides its customer. It demographically divides its market. I'm sorry, and came up with a very strategical, sound marketing tagline, as shown here: the world's local bank. So it has divided its market geographically. Further, it subdivided its market into demographically to give a local touch to its customer, so that customer may feel home-like. So this is unique about company's marketing strategy. So in today's fierce competition, era, uh, for any company, it is very important to position itself not only for catering the needs and requirements of its customers, but also to position itself as a social welfare company. I mean, which really feels towards social equality and all other social terms. So here are two examples of many initiatives taken by company to make a social impact. Like in first picture, we can see the company has partnered with Alzheimer's Society, and it is trying to help the people suffering for Alzheimer's. And in the second picture, we can see it's celebrating International Women's Day, and thus promoting the equality of urging for the equality of women with men all around the globe. So these kind of steps taken by the company, these social steps not only pose bank social friendly, but also uplift its status as of not only profit seeking bank, but rather a really serving bank. Okay, so it turns out that the total cost company spends in its marketing program across the globe is a whopping sum of $600 million. Please note that this is only the cost that company incurs for its promotions, for its marketing programs. There are several other costs that company has to deal with, including operation cost, employee salary, and many others. So we have seen only in marketing company spends around $600 million. And now let's see. Now we'll compare this. Compare this with the revenue generated by the company. So I would say there is only one line that I would say to summarize all this, that HSBC is really the world's local bank, and our whole discussion revolved around HSBC positioning itself as the world's local bank. And here are the reasons given by HSBC that why is it one, because it's the largest international emerging marketing bank. It has the most widespread international network. It is uniquely international customer base and an unquestioned financial strength. So we have this HSBC marketing. We discussed marketing strategy, and now we know that why is it the world's local bank. So thank you guys for watching. This slide was prepared by me. I'm Vishal Nagarkoti from IIT Patna. This was prepared under a marketing internship by Professor Sameer Mathur, IIM Lucknow. I hope you enjoyed this discussion done by me. For any further queries, please write the comments below. Thank you. Thanks again.